What an antelope hunt. Out hunting with Greg Simon's Wildlife Systems out in far west Texas.
We're going to put those chickens on there just like my dad used to do, except we're going to do it kind of the modern way. So we'll get a fire going and get...
A fully grown great blue heron will weigh approximately 5 to 6 pounds thanks to the hollow bones in their bodies. Welcome to A Sportsman's Life. We're so glad you tuned in to join us for another exciting real-world outdoor adventure right here on A Sportsman's Life.
About it is, people don't really realize sometimes about the fact that they do make scrapes. You can see where they scratched. Got some droppings in there. Kind of like a whitetail, but they leave droppings rather than urine most of the time. The antelope out in far west Texas with Greg Simon's Wildlife System. Got Mr. Ted, ace #1 guide, videographer, producer, hunter extraordinaire, Dave Fulson with Safari Classics. This happens to be the antelope that we just shot just a little while ago. It was taken with a Remington 700. It's got a Trijicon AccuPoint 3-18 scope on it. Shooting Hornadies. 162 Precision Hunter ELDX. Over the years I've shot a lot of antelope, but I've never shot one quite like this. I want you to look at these prongs. These prongs are absolutely huge no matter where you hunt antelope. They've got to be at least 5 inches, I think, by the time it's all said and done. I'm guessing he's probably about 14 or 15 inches long. Absolutely a fabulous, unbelievable antelope, taken at about 185 yards after passing up, good gosh, probably 60 to 80 different antelope bucks on this place with Greg has. What an antelope hunt. Out hunting with Greg Simon's Wildlife Systems out in far west Texas. Hunted Greg last year and shot an absolutely fantastic book style pronghorn antelope. Came back this year looking for a little bit different kind. Now if you're into long brow tines and whitetail deer or prongs on pronghorn antelope, let me tell you, it doesn't get any better than that right there, and I hate that statement where it doesn't get any better, but hunting over here, we're filming this actually for Sportsman Field, for Trijicon Sportsman Field outdoor show that Safari Classics does, and so truly honored to be here with Dave Fulson, who's a very dear old friend for many years, but unbelievable hunter, unbelievable videographer, producer, and all those kind of things, and hunting with Ted, my guide, who's I've had a chance to hunt with Ted a little bit in the past, and we passed up probably, good gosh, 60 to 80 of these things. No telling how many bucks we saw, but that's the ones we passed up. Made some stalks that got within, almost counting coup as the Comanche used to do, of touching one within about 12, 13 yards of one, and passed up all those other bucks so we could find this one. We'd looked at a lot of bucks, hunting some of the same pastures we hunted before. did not see this one. But if you want to see the entirety of the show and all how it went down and everything from the kill shot to the mini bucks we passed up, you're going to have to watch Trijicon Sports Field. It's coming out next year, and we'll let you know about the time that appears. Time to get some photographs. Time to get the intestines and the insides out of this one and get him in the cooler, because Antelope 2 are really good to eat. God, what a buck. What a buck.
Brought to you by Dallas Safari Club, Conservation, Education, and Hunter Advocacy. Hornaday, accurate, deadly, dependable. Taurus Firearms, maker of the Raging Hunter. Trijicon, brilliant aiming solutions.
Well, folks, it's your old buddy Luke Clayton, and it's time to do some outdoor cooking. You know, when I was a boy growing up in very rural northeast Texas, up in Red River County, my dad was a poultry chicken raiser. He raised thousands of chickens. Well, you might guess we had a lot of big chicken barbecues. Now, the way Dad did it this was back in the late 50s and the 60s when I was a young boy. He would dig a pit about 3 foot deep, about 2 foot wide, put some expanded metal over it, you know, to hold the chicken halves, build a fire of pecan or hickory wood, let the coals die down, and then he would cook the chickens over that. Well, we've got a little bit more modern way to do it. We're going to use the old country barbecue pit. It's actually a fire pit, if you will, with a grill over the top. So we're not going to dig a hole. There's a more modern way to do that now. But we're going to cook it on our old country barbecue pit. You can get these things at Buc-ee's. That's one of the many places that carry the old country barbecue pits. But we're going to get it fired up. I want to use some of this B&B charcoal pecan wood. I'll probably take this and split it and get it in a little bit smaller pieces. But I'm going to let this wood burn down to coals, and then we're going to put those chickens on there just like my dad used to do, except we're going to do it kind of the modern way. So we'll get a fire going and get this pit in operation and take it on from there. I think you're going to enjoy this, and I sure wish you were able to be here with me and eat some of this barbecue chicken. But you'll see it as we go with it. I'll show you step by step how we do it. Well, folks, I have stepped up my game from the little old country barbecue pit right here. Got this at Buc-ee's. I bet you've seen them at Buc-ee's right up in the front of the store. Awesome little cooker, but a little cooker. Look what we're going to cook with today. This is another unit, old country barbecue pit. Check this out. We're going to cook some chickens and a little wild pork backstrap on this thing today. I've got some good dry wood in here and some lump charcoal, B&B charcoal. This stuff right here you cannot beat, folks. This is the wood, kiln dried wood, and it's pecan that we're going to cook with. And I'll put some lump charcoal in it down in the very bottom to get things going. So let's torch the fire off, but do check out this grill. It's got a grate that swings. You'll see it in action in just a little bit here. This grate swings right over. We'll get our coals going good and cook us some barbecue chicken. I wish my dad was around these days to see this. It's way stepped up the pace from the old pit in the ground that he used to cook the chickens on. We'll get it going. Cook us some good chicken. What do you say? Well, folks, we will let our fire burn down, get these chunks of very dry, kiln dried actually, pecan wood, let them get down to burning really good, and then we will put some chicken and some wild pork on this old country barbecue pit, and I only wish you were here to help me eat this. Well, my friends, it is on. We have it going. Now here's our Best of Texas barbecue sauce right here on a cool spot, just so it'll stay warm. Couple of chickens, one chicken, 2 chicken halves, piece of good pork loin over there. You can see our coals are just right. Now, we're going to go old school on you. My dad used a deal called a swab stick. Here is a swab stick. He used a green hickory limb and some clean cloth on there. And what he would do dabble that in the barbecue sauce. And that's what we're doing. Saturate that. Slap that on the chicken. And then that's exactly what we're going to do. I'm going to baste this chicken several times with the barbecue sauce as it cooks. Of course, we just now put it on. I'll give you a little picture a little bit later of this stuff cooking. I'm going to put a little bit on the pork. Make sure that it's doctored up just right. How about this though? I mean, we could cook enough chicken on this thing to feed an army. I just wanted to do this. This is kind of give you a little synopsis, if you will, of how easy it is to cook, but a lot of fun cooking with this wood. I've got a chunk of mesquite back on there too from that B&B charcoal, but doing a great job. And it's far enough, the meat is far enough from the wood, we don't have to worry about burning. So I'll show you about another 10-15 minutes. I'll show you how our chicken's coming along. How about it? Well, friends, here is some old school barbecue chicken. I put the internal thermometer on them and they're 165, 168. Piece of pork is right there about the same temp. Tell you what we'll do. We'll slice into a little bit of this. I know my dad's probably looking down and saying, what has the boy done? He's cooking on some kind of a, what did this thing do? Who invented this? Way better than the old pit in the ground, Dad, I'll tell you. Let's cut into this and take a look. What do you say? Well, folks, let's check this pork out first. Let's cut into this and see what you might think. Oh yeah, that's about 170 degrees. That is going to be so good. Put some of our barbecue sauce on that. That's going to make a meal. We'll take a look at our chicken now. Let's check into this chicken breast right here. Take a cut. Oh yeah, look how tender. That's about 165, 168 degrees right there. I say we put this on a plate, and I wish I could somehow transpose you from where you are to this great barbecue, but I can't do it, so I guess I'm going to have to eat it all by myself. Hope you enjoyed our little cooking segment today, folks, as much as I enjoyed bringing it to you.
A Sportsman's Life is also brought to you by Air Force Air Guns, AGM Global Vision, H3 Whitetail Solutions, Pyramid Air, Gear the Hunt, Snaplock Hunting Blinds, Smoke and Tex, Striper Express, TRHP Outdoors, and Ultramatic Feeders. Conservation Today is brought to you by Hayden Outdoors Real Estate, the brand that sells the land. Visit HaydenOutdoors.com to find or sell your farm, ranch, or recreational property.
One of the many little things that you can do to just kind of create wildlife habitat in terms of food for these animals, whether it's be for the bees or whether it's for some of the other pollinators, or whether it's for seeds for birds, be it game birds or non-game birds, and just little things that you can do this time of the year, like in February and March. There's all kinds of sources of flowers, and you can buy all kinds of mixtures too that are good for hummingbirds, good for bees, good for all kinds of wildlife. So just one of the many things, as I said, that you can do to improve the wildlife habitat in your area, whether it's on your property, out in the country, or whether it's in your backyard.
A fully grown great blue heron will weigh approximately 5 to 6 pounds thanks to the hollow bones in their bodies. They live in and near lakes, rivers, swamps, ponds, and coastal areas. They have specialized feathers on their chests that continually grow. They also have a fringed claw on their middle toe, and they use it to comb through feathers to remove fish slime and other oils from their feathers. Herons hunt day and night using their keen eyesight by the rod-type photoreceptors in their eyes that improve their night vision. Any fish that spends any amount of time near the surface are more vulnerable to the heron. Herons strike their prey quickly and with accuracy from a distance thanks to the uniquely shaped neck vertebrae. The oldest recorded gray-blue heron was found in Texas and was found to be 24 and a half years old. We want to thank you for joining us here on this week's episode. Please join us right back here next week for another exciting adventure on A Sportsman's Life.